And welcome back to part 6 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition. We went through the Zabuza and Haku stuff. We left them, honestly, on their own, out there in the world still, but Haku's arm has been hit by Ichimonji, so it's half its strength. But now we catch up where we left off in the last part, with Konohamaru running into Kankuro. And Kankuro being all Mr. I'm so awesome I can walk into villages that I don't belong in and threaten kids. Says, you're annoying, all of you. I just want to beat them. Guys like you starts running your mouth up. I just want to tear him in half. And Naruto is still Naruto. He's not going to just immediately use Ichimonji to, try to mess this guy up permanently, but he's gonna, try to rush in and help his friend, sure, because, quite frankly, Sakura just analyzing the situation wasn't doing a damn thing. This is getting ugly. It's like, yeah, because you're not doing anything or even telling him not to do something. Anyway, so Naruto does rush in, but Ichimonji does, and the way is like, there's something odd, Naruto, in the air. It's like, I can say there's chakra in the air, Naruto. Chakra? And I can't really worry about that now. And he does, he reaches out with his hand. Unfortunately, he does something really realize he trips over. He's like, ugh! And, and Kankuro is laughing. It's like, oh, what was that? It's like, I told you, Naruto, there's chakra in the air. Chakra strings, I bet. My guess is he's a puppet user. Based on their headbands, it was from the set. They're famous for their puppet users and chakra strings. Wow, you know a lot. It's like, I'm an old sword, Naruto. I know many things. But it's like, that hurt, you jerk. It's like, yeah, whatever. That doesn't really matter. I still got the job done. It's like, what the heck what are you talking about? Aren't you paying attention? And he just realizes that it didn't even process it. He's got Konohamaru in his hands, or right next to him. Konohamaru was immediately on his butt as well. His butt hurts a little bit, but he's got him right next to him. And Kankuro is like, the hell? Admittedly, Konohamaru's scarf is still in Kankuro's hand, which is why he didn't immediately notice it. And even Tamari wasn't paying attention. She just saw this what she assumed was like this brat just running over to Kankuro about to get his butt kicked, and then he realized that he pulled a fast one on Kankuro. It's like, how the hell did you? And then he just sees the chakra, the ninja wire receding into Naruto's. He's like, a seal with ninja wire? And Tamari even points out, like, he must be pretty fast. He's got pretty quick hands to be able to pull the fast one over you that easily. Then again, maybe you're just not as urban as you think. Ugh. Oh, you're in for it now, you little brat. And all of a sudden, Sasuke just, he said, hey, you, buzz off. Sasuke, what the hell are you doing here? I was just relaxing, and then I see this ruckus, and I decided to see what was going on. You guys sure making a lot of noise. You're the kind of brat I hate the most. All talk and nothing to back it up. You're going to use the crow here, and obviously, Kankuro, that's enough. Hey, Gaara, shut. You're an embarrassment to our village. Which, yeah, quite frankly, he was. I never get tired of pointing out how stupid Kankuro was at the beginning. You understand these guys? Shut up or I'll kill you. Right. I apologize for that. My name is Gaara of the desert. I'm curious, we'll be leaving you now. I was like, wait, who are you guys anyway? I'm Gaara of the desert. And they point out they're here for the Chunin exams. So I'm curious about you two as well. Because he saw what Naruto did. And the fact that Naruto was able to pull the wool over Kankuro's eyes like that, so saw his feet, especially because he basically used strings against his strings and won. So, yeah, I think Gaara at least is interested in Naruto to some degree. And Naruto, helps Konohamaru on his feet, props himself up on Ichimonji. Although Ichimonji's probably just firmly strapped to his back, quite frankly. He's like, I'm Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto is a mocking. I look forward to seeing you in the exams. And obviously the Sound Trio are now looking over the scenario. It's like, that Sand Kid's pretty scary. It's like, that Chia brat's not bad either. But we should also keep an eye on that blonde one as well. Well, they all seem to be good contenders. And so obviously they go to Kakashi. Kakashi gives them the forms. I believe they only had about a week. Yep. And basically when they hand the forms over to Kakashi, Kakashi says, but don't think you're gonna slack off in your training while you're doing this, while you're preparing for the Chunin exams. Well, wait, we're not meeting up for team training during this, are we? No, but I figure it's time to upgrade you guys on a few things. And he hands them a few scrolls. And Sakura, I have this for you. And he's like, really, for me? And he's like, yes. You need. I've been noticing you haven't really been participating. Not really. That's not the best way, but I feel it'll help round you out a little bit. And plus, you have probably the best chalk control of the group, so this is probably going to be right up your alley. Huh? A cherry blossom jutsu. You're interested? Okay. Oh, it's a genjutsu. Yeah, that's right. You seem to have a good bit of a knack for it. I imagine you'd have a knack for it. And so work on this throughout the week leading up. Also, I just suggest continue working on your chakra control exercises. It'll keep you sharp and it will help increase your reserve more. Naruto, Sasuke, I have this for you. It's not necessarily a technique. It's something you can use with your chakra, though. And that one, I'm not going to actually reveal what that is. I'm saving that until we get into the Forest of Death. But Sasuke looks at it and he realizes, oh, that could actually be really useful. And finally, for you, Naruto, I remember you used this in the bell test. I used something similar to the bell test. This is pretty much a shortcut. You don't have to use seals for it this time around. So, And exploding shadow clone jutsu. Oh, cool! Thanks, Kakashi Sensei. Now remember don't just try not to focus just solely on learning these jutsu. Work on everything you have. And so they spend their time working on what they have. Sakura definitely gets the cherry blossom jutsu down, no problem. Sasuke gets down what he's working on. It's not going to reveal that until we get into a battle, like an actual battle where you have to use it. And Naruto luckily thinks that Ichimonji does seem to understand, at least that the clones help. He doesn't understand why, but using clones help. So he gets the exploding shadow clone jutsu down, no problem. But he also he's touching up his taijutsu, because his taijutsu certainly needs work. But he also starts working on seal absorption, because Ichimonji basically, Naruto basically says, well, why couldn't I just cut the chakra strings with you and against Kankuro? Unfortunately, no. It's one of the few drawbacks of me. And this is one of the few drawbacks of Ichimonji, that it needs to actually cut something. Things that have no real mass or form, like, say, fire or water or anything. Well, water, that's a different... that is a weird area, because water can basically kind of become temporarily solid when you smack at high speeds. But it's basically surface tension, velocity, all that. Area, the whole thing. So, but basically things that don't have form, like chakra, Ichimonji can't cut that. So he can't cut chakra. But Naruto basically informs Naruto, we should probably start working on another form of seals. Well, we already got storage, barrier. Just brushing over what we know is important, but you always want to expand your knowledge, right, Naruto? We'll work on chakra absorption seals, or absorption and release. And so, that's one of the things Naruto spends his week doing. By the end of it, he's got basic chakra absorption and chakra release seals down. With Ichimonji's help, he actually gets a relatively decent seal on there that's basically going to kind of act like a pseudo Getsuga Tensho. Essentially, what he'll be able to do is absorb chakra through the brush, into the brush, but the brush can only handle so much before it starts to really, it threatens the brush's stability. And then he can just, funnel his chakra into the air seal, which releases the chakra through the brush. It's kind of like I said, a pseudo Getsuga Tensho. But anyway, we cut now to the actual Chunin exams. Everything goes pretty much tit for tat, actually, for a while. I mean, they get to the bell, they get to the first test. Sasuke's like, drop that stupid genjutsu, being stupid. Him and Neji almost square off. Rock Lee shows off that he's actually very, he's capable. He asks Sakura on a date. Be my girlfriend. I will protect you with my life. No thanks. And Naruto just looks and is like, oh, God, was I that pathetic? And we get then Lee challenging with Sasuke. Now, a few alterations here. I actually don't think that Naruto is not as insulted by Lee not challenging him or caring about him. Because obviously Ichimonji has been able to guide him a little bit. He's a bit more okay with the fact. Plus, he already knows how strong he is. And he honestly thinks he's stronger than Sasuke. So he does believe he could beat Sasuke. And if I were to put what they know what each of them know against each other right now, Yeah, I think Naruto would beat Sasuke in a straight fight. Right now, Naruto would beat Sasuke. But more to the point, that Sasuke and Lee fight. Now, one little difference here, and it's nothing major, it doesn't change anything drastically, but I think it should be noticed that Sasuke fares a little bit better in the actual physical altercation. He's able to block 1 or 2 extra blows, and even able to get a hit in on Lee. And this is due to the fact that Haku is still out there, and he's been training not just to train, but also to face off against Haku in the rematch. So to do that, he needs to be more physically able. So I think he's been brushing up on his family style Taijutsu. His Sharingan is helping him out a little bit, and his speed and strength and durability is all a little bit more enhanced. Not to any point where he can beat Lee in a straight fight. And I'm not going to belabor the point of Lee being completely just like, you didn't prove a damn thing, Lee. You set the terms, and that was it. And then where the terms aren't set, you probably would have lost to Sasuke, to be honest. Actually, that's not true. He probably would have won, given the fact he probably would have taken off his weights. And Sasuke couldn't keep up. Anyway, cut over now to them all going into the room. Naruto, I still think, does, I'm going to beat every last one of you. Believe it. And obviously, they all meet up. Everyone's all happy, interacting, la-di-da-di-da. Now, I do think one of the few things that Naruto does is he does take inventory of his other female classmates, his other female peers. Because obviously he's kind of moving, done a lot of growing in the last few months. And I think, he is moving beyond his feelings for Sakura at a reasonable rate. He doesn't think she's a bad person. He doesn't think that. And he's still willing to be friends with her and all that if she's willing to give him the chance. But at the moment, they're mostly just teammates, acquaintances, workplace friends, if you will, at best. So he's taking more inventory. He's kind of just looking over the crowd. He met the Tamari girl, and she was kind of cute, and she didn't belittle him. Ino's kind of almost as bad as Sakura, not quite as bad though. And it's Ino's, now I think about it, Ino's not bad looking either. And he takes note of Hinata, and it's like, oh, Hinata's kind of weird, but she's never been mean to me. In fact, the few times we talked, she's actually been nothing but nice. And she's kind of cute, too. Oh. So he actually decides to go over and just talk to Hinata. I was like, hi, Hinata, how you doing? Oh, Naruto, I'm not going to do the voice, don't worry. It's just, oh, Naruto. I'll just make my voice a little more higher pitched so you know it's Hinata. Oh, hi. He's talking to me. He never talks to me. It's like, yeah, I just want to see. I see you guys pass the test, no problem. I think you guys are. I hope to see you guys in the next part of the exam. Let's do our best, okay? It's like, and this gives Hinata a big blush, but surprisingly, she doesn't fake. Naruto's encouraging her. He's not touching her or anything like that. So the fact that he's doing that, makes her feel happy. It's like he's saying he's encouraging me and telling me to do my best. It's like, yeah, right. Let's both do our best, right? It's like, oh. Yeah, she's nice to talk to. And then obviously Ibiki shows up. I mean, you got the Sound 4 bullshit and Kabuto stuff. Sound 4 show up. Not Sound 4. What the hell am I talking about? Ibiki shows up. Yeah, get their exams and all that. Naruto sits right next to Hinata. Oh, well, we'll do our best. And obviously Naruto still isn't a brainiac. So he's like, oh, crap. Hey, Ichimonji, can you help me out here? It's like, sorry, Naruto, I'm confiscated. I'm not even in the other room right now. I'm not even in this room right now. Because, yeah, they would have taken Kabuto, they would have taken Ichimonji. Naruto probably would say, yeah, be careful. Don't bop anyone with that thing. Don't worry, Naruto. No one else can use me. If someone did use me, I would just be a simple brush. So Naruto is freaking out. Hinata obviously offers the paper. It really goes the same. So you get to the Forest of Death. Anko is there, and it's like, all right. I do think Naruto does lip off a little bit. It's like a little bit. It's like, come on, it's gonna be a piece of cake. And now she obviously throws the kunai. It's like, tough guys like you are always the first to spill their blood. She licks his legs, like, oh god. And obviously Orochimaru's there. Now, a big thing that I think changes is the fact that when they get the scroll, surprisingly, it's Sasuke who actually says Naruto's to be the one who holds the scroll. What? Naruto's me and Sakura, me and you both do know a little bit about cinema, but Naruto's the only one who knows actually how to seal things. and seal and will. He can just hide the scroll anywhere he wants. It's going to be no one will be able to take it off his person immediately. And even Naruto's like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, all right, yeah, sure. And I'm going to make sure it's going to be somewhere where no one's going to be able to just get it. And he basically seals it in Ichimonji, puts a storage seal in Ichimonji, and he just steals it there. And it's like, oh, clever. Yes, I'm a good hiding place after all. And so, obviously, they go in, and Naruto puts up the barrier seal he put on originally with the wave mission, just to sense chakra signatures in the area. And he immediately picks up several, because it's the Rainin who are there. And he says, like, it's like, we got company. It's like, where are they? And Naruto is very, careful not to really point anything out, but he just kind of, gives this look like, and he kind of puts his hand up, all that. So Naruto is actually very savvy what's going on here. And so how do you want to handle this? And basically it's like, I'll set myself up as bait and we'll see what happens. And so Naruto goes up because he still needs to take a leak anyway. It's like, I need to take a leak, and anyway, and then he goes up, and the Rainin tries to ambush him, but he quickly just has the brush pointed right at him, and just like, it's like, yeah, you really don't want me to hit you with this, damn it. And Naruto's also got ninja wilders got him. And he's like, There's like, does he have the scroll? Now, I don't believe he's the one who had the scroll. I don't believe that. But I do believe, they got him tied down. It's like, well, what do you do with him? I'll leave him here. If he's probably out with his teammates right now, or away from his teammates right now. So there's not much we can really do at this point. Let's see here. So, by the way, I'm not going to mention that because it's going to be a spoiler for what's coming soon. So anyway, they basically decide, well, this guy, what were you originally planning to do? I was going to tie up the blonde idiot here and then disguise myself as him. It's like, that would have been clever. Had I not been able to sense you. But anyway, take a nap. I'm sure your teammates will find you eventually. And so it's not a bad strategy, honestly. So we're gonna have to figure something out. Let's figure out the code. And obviously they talk about the code. Okay. And so they're walking. And unfortunately, I do think Orochimaru was out of the barrier's range. Although Naruto can feel, because the technique he still uses chakra. There's still chakra in the air. So Naruto can feel this giant rush of chakra. Hold on, there's something coming through. And Naruto gets blown up. Yeah, Naruto. And obviously, Naruto is separated from the group. Naruto shows up, and here's the thing. I do think Orochimaru was keeping tabs on them. Then again, maybe Orochimaru was just smart enough not to, have that. But I do think Naruto, obviously, he was keeping tabs on them. So he knows that's how he knew the code. But would he be smart enough to remember to leave the cut on there as well? I think he would be. It wouldn't be like he saw the debacle. Saw the debacle of the Rainin and just didn't go do what that Rainin did. No, I'm sure he would be smart enough to know how to do that. But just as before, they figure out Orochimaru's not Naruto, and it's like, let's fight with our lives on the line, and and they're running away now, scared as hell. And meanwhile, Naruto's dealing with the snake, and the snake swallows him, but because he has storage shields that hold kunai at high velocity, or he can just make clones and all, he gets out of that snake, no problem. He can't swing Ichimonji around, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter because it's just like, release, and just and the snake just it's like, oh, that was gross. So granted, he wasn't able to really stab the snake when he had the kunai in his hand, but launching the kunai at high velocity I think is enough to do it. So he's now rushing over, not give up the scroll. It's like and to which Sasuke surprisingly does give a little bit of a laugh. It's not like Ha! Sorry, no, it's like, sorry, I can't do that. Oh, and why is that? Because I was never the one who had the scroll. Hmm? So then it was her? No, the boy, the blonde brat, the boy with the exceptionally large paintbrush. That was when you had the scroll. Ah, how amusing. Still, unfortunately, that means I have no further use for you. And just as um, and just as he's about to, deliver a final blow, he suddenly senses a bunch of kunai coming. Just whoof, and it's like, so you escaped my little friend Naruto. But it seems you're the one I'm really after. You're the one that has the scroll. Scroll. It's like, yeah, right. It's like, don't give me that crap. You clearly have no interest in the scroll whatsoever. Whatsoever. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been focusing so hard. You would have been focusing on me, not him. Oh, but I didn't know you had the scroll until now, Naruto. Didn't you, though? And to which Orochimaru actually smiles like, you had me. No, I just wanted to test little Sasuke here, and I must say, I'm very disappointed to think you could be so weak for the last Uchiha. And to which Naruto honestly, sends out a bunch of clones like, don't you try. It's like, you don't have no right to talk about him, you lousy snake. Ooh, an apt description, Naruto. And one of the clones does explode. An exploding shadow clone? Interesting. How about this? And he fires a fire style jutsu. He holds Ichimonji just, and just, is able to, as a chakra absorption seals. It's like, back at you, and just fires the fire back at him. It's like, this boy, you're quite amusing, Naruto, but I don't really have time to play with you. And so, Naruto's like, Sasuke, come on! Naruto just, I can't fight this guy on my own. Come on, Sasuke, get moving. What are you, a coward? How are you ever going to face Itachi at this? What? Maybe he's right. Maybe you really don't. Maybe you don't have what it takes to take him down. And just, this is all just wreaking havoc in Sasuke's psyche. Meanwhile, Sakura's still frozen stiff. It's like, oh, so you really are after Itachi after all. But Naruto actually has a point. You'll never kill him at this rate. You don't have what it takes, Sasuke. Perhaps he never should have left you alive to begin with. And he summons the snakes like, and maybe I should. You're not the Sasuke I know. Maybe I should just take this brush after all, and wipe your name clean. Clean. Maybe you deserve that Uchiha title after all. And Sasuke just, oof. And the snake comes. Naruto does just, boom, and just hits the snake dead on. And it's like, really, Naruto, is that really all you have as a brush? Orochimaru surprisingly doesn't know about this because it's been sealed away forever. He might have, once he sees what the brush is capable of doing, he may get some vague memory of it, but ultimately it's not enough for it, to really do much to him. Or it's not enough for him to know anything immediately about it until he sees that the snake, he's like, sorry, snakes always bug the hell out of me. That's why I turned him into a snake. A snake. What do you mean? And he sees the snake's like a lot weaker to the point where Naruto is even like, is even thanks to the life and death scenario, has a little bit of the fox's chakra going for him. Actually just, and actually is able to, because Naruto was actually able to pound on the snake with the fox's chakra initially, and actually able to stop it. But this time we got able to boom backhand. It's like, so he is the fox friend. But that doesn't explain what happened to thy snake. Come on, Sasuke, get up! And, Naruto is just like, what the? He gets grabbed by his tongue. Sasuke, however, is able to snap out in time to say, I have no time to play with you right now, Naruto. And all of a sudden, some shuriken fly at him, and actually he gets one in the shoulder. About time, you idiot. Shut up to even fight. And so they're not tag teaming him. And Naruto, at this point, now has no issue using Ichimonji against this guy. Like, this guy is dangerous. And, he's just coming in. Orochimaru is just avoiding everything they're throwing at him until one of the Naruto clones, who's still able to use Ichimonji, poofs out Orochimaru just hits the big seal that Ichimonji is capable of making. It's like, what? What is this? A seal of some kind? It's like, that's what being an artist is all about. Sasuke! It's like, all of a sudden Sasuke, pulls out the ninja wire and just grabs around Orochimaru. Just, is this the best you can do? And it's like, ninja art. Dragon Flame Jutsu! Burns Orochimaru. It's like, adorable, but I've had enough of this. Now, Naruto's still able to move. Sasuke gets paralyzed. Naruto's able to kind of jolt him out of the process. Sasuke keeps moving. You still can move after all. Try this on for size. And he actually pulls out what I was talking about, where he's got ninja wire and all of his, kind of like what Tamari did, where like a lot of his, the like 4 demon women of shuriken. But then Orochimaru sees that it's like getting super hot. He's channeling fire chakra into his demon windmill shuriken. Ninja art, flame shuriken. I don't know what to call it right at the moment. Flame demon shuriken, and just firing that Orochimaru. I was like, you're quite resourceful, Sasuke. And all of a sudden he freezes Sasuke, and this time it's definitely a lot more dangerous. Naruto wants to get him. I was like, no, Sasuke, I'm coming. It's like, enough of this. It's like, no, I'm not gonna. And it's like Naruto's just realizing, because the Fox chakra's fading now, I'm not gonna get there in time. I'm not gonna save him. And all of a sudden he can see Orochimaru's neck just start, the fangs, everything. It's like all happening in slow mo, and he's just back in his inner world with Ichimonji. It's like, and he just, and all it is just Ichimonji repeating the same questions, like, why do you wish to become Hokage, Naruto? The same question that he had all that time ago. It's like, why do you wish it? Why do you wish to use my power? How do you choose to use it? How you choose to use it is what defines whether or not you can use it, Naruto. So tell me, have you finally realized why it is you wish to be Hokage? What it is you wish to be? And Naruto's just like, I just want to protect them. I want to protect them all. And then Ichibei, we're looking at Ichibei. Now he's Ichimonji. Finally just laughing. Then say it, Naruto. And hear this. If what you say is true, your heart is sure. Then hear these words and say them out loud. Now, Ichimonji's release is actually one of two things. It's either blackened or it's painted black. Honestly, I like blackened quite fine, but I heard some people say they want to hear it say paint. And all of a sudden, just as Orochimaru is about to lay his like midway to Sasuke, he actually hears it painted black. Ichimonji! And all of a sudden, his chakra skyrockets a little bit, and Orochimaru is kind of blown back a little bit by the force. And now this is Naruto's first time using it, so he's a little, he's not sure exactly what to use, but Ichimonji briefly just tells him what the basics of what he does. Because basically what it does is it releases ink. And whatever the ink covers loses its name and thus its power. It does not get cut in half, losing half its power, or a quarter, a tenth, whatever. It loses all of its identity and its ability. Ichimonji's power is black. Every time he releases it, all the color from black from all beings dead or alive becomes his power. That's basically what this does. And, ink is released. And Orochimaru, he's had 50 years of battle instinct to know, I don't want that to touch me. I don't know what that ink's going to do, but I don't want it to touch me. And the ink just, the ink is barely able to he's barely able to avoid the ink. And as it hits the trees, he can just feel there's something off. Like the tree no longer feels stable. He has to get off it. And it literally just crumbles under his feet. It's like, and he sees the brush is no longer a brush. It's this gave. It's this almost Nagata kind of looking things. And Naruto's just looking at him. Now, the thing is, it also still carries that base ability it has of severing names. So this thing is a hacked weapon. And Naruto is just, looking at him. He's like, you're not getting anywhere near him, you snake. It's like, what is that brush? The name. And he heard the name, Ichimonji. Why does that name sound so familiar? What could that be? He's like, all right. And then, Naruto just comes in again, rushes in there, just launching himself with some chakra, and he just fires in again, and he has to get out of the way again, or the Anbu are coming. You will regret denying me my gift to Sasuke, Naruto. We'll meet again. And he just, phases out. It's like, damn it! And, he reseals Ichimonji. Sasuke, you okay? I'm fine. Oh, God. What was that? What did you just do? I learned it. I learned my sword's name, after all. Guys, meet Ichimonji. And so everyone's, Sakura, we got this. I'm okay. And so the Anbu show up. They say everything's fine. And, they go about their mission. Or they go about the test. And so they go and set up shop for the night underneath that tree, get some rest. Naruto's meditating with Ichimonji for the remainder of the night. Now, he's not going to be able to use Ichimonji's Futen Taisatshuryo, or Slaughterous Mausoleum of Halted Reincarnation. I don't know which is kind of better to say. But anyway. But yeah, he's not using that from the get. Because that's pretty much a de facto kill technique. Anyway, Naruto, though, they're all set up and he's meditating, but the eyes of the sound are watching. So that leaves us on part 6. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know to review it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll catch you folks next time. Have a good one.